Hey, what's up, everybody? Thank you for joining me on the fourth episode of the Bulletin show. I have a lot to talk about today. I want to talk about the Bulls so far this season. They're sitting at 8-5. They're sitting at a great position so far. You know, they're 3 games into their road trip. They have the next 3 games are Lakers, Denver, and Philly. You know, they wanted to go 3-3 going into the road trip. I believe they're gonna go at least 4-3. 4-2. Sorry about that. 4-2, which is above 500. And the last time they were above 500 in the road trip was the 2010-2011 team that went to the Eastern Conference Finals, and that team was, spectacular in its own way. Taj Gibson compared this team to the 2010-2011 team himself. He said that this team shows resilience, just like that team. This is the first time the Bulls went 2-0 in the circus trip in the last 20 years since the Jordan era. So there's a lot of positive things to look at. Definitely there's some gaping holes. You see injuries is turning into a factor. MCW is out, McDermott's out, Rondo's struggling. So things like that, you can see it as a negative, but this team it's able to come together and perform as a whole, and that's mainly because Dwayne Wade's leadership on and off the court. You saw him take his team to the theater. They want to do things together. Jimmy Butler brought football. Apparently, him and Hoiberg are playing catch outside. So like stuff like that, you're able to see it. Unlike last year when Rose and Noah were with the Bulls, you saw a lot of, seclusion. You didn't see a lot of togetherness. So that's something Dwayne Wade brings to the Bulls, and that's actually my next topic I want to talk about. I've been thinking about this for a while now, and I actually believe that this is the truth. I think Dwayne Wade is the second best shooting guard of all time. I think Chicago has the top 2 shooting guards of all time historically. They have Michael Jordan, and then they have Dwayne Wade, and then there's Kobe Bryant. To me, I think Dwayne Wade takes a step over Kobe Bryant because he's done something that Kobe hasn't done, which is bring great players to play with him. Kobe Bryant's career stats and Dwayne Wade's career stats are almost identical. Kobe Bryant, on one hand, had a team to himself for majority of his career, and Dwayne Wade was able to take a step back and bring in great players. Wade averaged 24 points per game, 5 rebounds per game, 6 assists per game for his career. Kobe Bryant, very similarly, averaged 25 points per game, 5 rebounds per game, and 4 assists per game. Those numbers are almost identical. But what's the difference? Dwayne Wade is actually unique. Kobe Bryant is the least original player that I've seen, and I'm not a Kobe Bryant hater. I see it for what it is. He patterned his game after Jordan. Jordan is somebody who was original. He patterned his game after Dr. J, but he didn't copy his game. Kobe Bryant copied his game, from shrugs to finger waving to fist pumping to jump shots to fadeaways. So whatever you want to call it, it's unoriginal. Dwayne Wade, on the other hand, he's done things his way. He's brought the mid-range game he brought it back to relevance. A lot of people want to talk about 3-point shot nowadays. Dwayne Wade brought the 2-point shot, the mid-range shot. So that's something where I feel like Kobe Bryant lacked as far as creating something on his own. You can point at it and be like, you know what, Kobe Bryant did it his way. With that said, I want to cut this one off and talk about the Q&A. A lot of people are asking questions. A lot of people are worried about the Bulls, mainly because they think that Rajon Rondo is toxic to the team. And for those fans, I want to say that, yes, Rajon Rondo is not as good as we had hoped. He is going to be a liability on defense. We saw that yesterday against the Clippers. He let CP3 go by a few times, and he gambles a lot as far as steals goes. With that said, I think Rondo is still better. He's still a better option than Jerian Grant. Jerian Grant is somebody who I feel like from the D League, he should have been in the D League, to now he is starting 2 games. I feel like nepotism has taken a big role in this position. I get it, he had 1 good game, but in his 2 games as a starter, he averaged 1.5 assists per game. He's not that good. No, he should not be. He should not give the starting position over Cannon if Rondo's not playing. With that said, I want to get to the Q&A part of this video. Leroy Salzar wrote, "Are we a better team without Rondo?" Once again, a lot of these questions have to do with Rondo, but I think we are a better team without Rondo, but we're not a better team with Grant. We are a better team with MCW as our starting point guard. We have Rondo. He is very smart. To have him on our team isn't hurtful, but he is a liability on offense and now defense. So it's just one of those things where if he's making his shot, he's great, and if he's missing his shots, Bulls are screwed. So it's just one of those things. The next question is by Patrick Dahl. What position do you think needs the most work for the Bulls at the moment? This is hands down the power forward position. Hands down. I know Taj Gibson's great, but after him, there's Nikola Mirotic, who shot 1 for 7 yesterday, and Bobby Portis, who shot 1 for 1. Like, basically Bobby Portis is irrelevant. He's not doing much. And on the other hand, you have Nikola Mirotic, is not only he's not doing much, but he's actually hurting the team when he's missing shots, because he's a liability issue. So now I think the power forward position in general is a big issue for the Bulls, and if they were ever to lose a playoff series, it's going to be because of that position solely. The next question is by MG Impcho. Do you think Derrick Rose was still? You think Derrick Rose, if was still on the Bulls instead of Jimmy Butler, would they have the same record? I think Derrick Rose would be a lot worse for the Bulls. I think he's proven it in New York. The team over there, they have a pretty decent, talented team. They're losing games after the games. Rose is averaging 14 points per game. He's not as good as Jimmy Butler. In fact, I think Jimmy Butler is having almost a better career than Derrick Rose did as a Bull. Derrick Rose only had 3 seasons with the Bulls where he averaged 20 points per game or more. Same with Jimmy Butler. Jimmy Butler is having a fantastic season. So no, Derrick Rose right now is not as good as Jimmy Butler, and Derrick Rose would be worse than Jimmy Butler right now if he was on the Bulls. Who do you think got the best moves? And that's Algerenda. Who do I think has the best moves? I think that's Dwayne Wade. Dwayne Wade is father prime. He can spin around you. He can shoot over you. He could do almost anything. You saw he had a nice alley-oop dunk against the Portland Trailblazers. So he's somebody who I feel like is I feel like time is not an issue for Dwayne Wade. Somebody asked, I'm gonna butcher his name. I'm gonna call him Jacobo because that's the last name. Who's the best player for the Bulls right now? That's Jimmy Butler. Dwayne Wade is the best leader on the Bulls. He's the best extension of the coach on the Bulls, but Jimmy Butler is the best player on the Bulls, and there's no doubt about that. With that, I'm gonna end the video off. I really appreciate you guys tuning in. If you guys are interested in a longer dose of these videos, I try keeping these 5 to 7 minutes. A longer dose, you can find me on iTunes, SoundCloud, or Google Play Store. Search for the Bulletin with Sami. It's an extension of this show right here. So if you're interested in something like that for your drive or anything like that, if you're working out, just tune in and make sure you rate, comment, and subscribe. And I'll see you guys for the next one. Peace.